Hello everyone, welcome to ManoVidya IAS. Today we will be analyzing the syllabus of GS paper 1 in a comprehensive way. This is the part 1 of the video. Let's get started with the headlines of the syllabus, that is Indian heritage and culture, history and geography of the world and society. For the sake of simplifying it further, this can be divided into 4 parts. First one is Indian heritage and culture, where we have to deal with cultural aspects of our country. Second one is history of India and the world, and it even covers the prehistoric period. Third one is geography of India and the world. Fourth one is Indian society, where we deal with problems associated with India. So let's look into it one by one. First one is Indian heritage and culture. When we look at the actual syllabus, it says Indian culture will cover the salient aspects of art forms, literature, and architecture from ancient to modern times. So we must mainly concentrate on art forms, literature and architecture from ancient to modern times. Most important thing here is we need to maintain the connectivity from ancient to modern times in terms of art forms, literature and architecture. By this, we can be able to appreciate the evolution of our cultural aspect. Now, digging deeper into the syllabus, art forms consist of both visual arts and performing arts. Visual art consists of Indian architecture, sculpture and pottery, Indian paintings, handicrafts, etc. Whereas performing arts consist of dance form, music, puppetry, theatre, etc. Now, moving on to the literature, we need to focus on literatures of 3 periods, that is ancient, medieval and modern. And at the same time, literature part has to be dealt according to languages in which they have been written. And the type of literature, whether it is drama, poetry or text, also needs to be looked into. Now focusing on architecture, this can be divided into ancient, medieval and modern architecture. To simplify it further, ancient architecture can be divided into Harappan, Mauryan, post-Mauryan, Gupta and South Indian architecture. Medieval architecture can be divided into Delhi Sultanate and Mughal architecture. And modern architecture can be divided into Indo-Gothic style and Neo-Roman style, which have evolved after colonization. Architecture can also be divided on the basis of religion, that is Buddhist architecture, Jain architecture, Christ architecture, Islamic, as well as temple architecture. Now we will analyze the past 5-year questions related to culture. Here, without getting deeper, we will just analyze the questions for the sake of understanding the syllabus. By doing this, our preparation will be in sync with the expectation of the examiner. So let's look into the questions. In 2015, there were 3 questions related to culture. Firstly, there is a question related to comparison of different civilizations. So we must read and understand different civilizations and compare them on different aspects. Second question is focused on Mesolithic rock cut architecture and modern painting. As we discussed earlier, comparison and connectivity of a topic in different time periods is very important here. Third question is related to diversities like religious diversity, caste diversity, language and racial diversity. So we must focus on different languages, caste, religion and races of our country. In 2016, there were 2 questions. First question deals with Buddhist art and architecture and the second question is about contributors to our literature. So focus should be on different contributors in different fields. Moving on to 2017 questions, it is about Gupta numismatic art. Looking at this, we must focus on unique art or any other feature related to particular dynasty. 2018 question is a current affairs based question, and in 2019 first one is related to Gandhara art, that is Buddhist art. Second question is a bit contradictory. This is because secularism is core value of our constitution, but the question may make us to feel that secularism is harming our cultural ethos. UPSC might have asked this by keeping minorities in the mind, as triple talaq, cancellation of Hajj pilgrimage sponsorship were against their cultural values. So questions have been asked in an applied way. Therefore, keep updating basic knowledge with current events. Now, let's look into the books we need to refer. First thing is NCERT books related to culture will give you a basic idea. And the second one is Indian Art and Culture by Nitin Singhania, which is the best book one to refer. Notes by Nitin Sangwan will help you to connect particular aspect in different periods. Let's move on to second part of the syllabus, that is history of India and the world. The actual syllabus is like this: modern history from about the middle of the 18th century until present, significant events, personalities, and issues. Here, it is better to read modern history from advent of Europeans until present for better understanding. As it is mentioned in the syllabus, we must focus on different events like Battle of Plassey, Buxar, 1857 Revolt, and Indian Renaissance. Personalities in the category of governor generals, freedom fighters, etc. also needs to be looked into. In freedom struggle, focus should be on different contributors across all corners of the country. Comparison between different contributors is very important as the questions have been asked in a similar pattern, same as with the post-independent India. History of the world will include events from 18th century. Here, the focus should be on comparing contemporary events of India with rest of the world. Now, moving on to previous year questions on history. In 2015, there were five questions. First one is on freedom struggle, which focused on Mahatma Gandhi ji. Gandhi ji is the focal point of our freedom struggle, so most questions have been weaved around Mahatma Gandhi ji. Second one is about comparison between Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. During Gandhian era, there were few personalities who had different opinions with respect to freedom struggle and society. Comparing their ideologies with Gandhian ideology is very important. Third one is related to constitution making, which is a significant event. Fourth one is about industrial revolution. Here, comparison of industrial revolution in the world and India can be seen. Fifth one is related to World War and its causes. Here, to tell you as a reminder, many aspirants tend to skip world history, but world history is also important because it even helps to understand Indian history in a comprehensive way. So, at least have a broader idea about the world history. In 2016, there were five questions. First one is about 1857 revolt and its impact. It is also called First War of India's Independence. This comes in the category of significant events. Second one is again related to Gandhian phase, and most important aspect of this phase is participation of women and students. So if we find something unique while preparing, we must make note of it in a detailed manner. Third question is about differences of two personalities, and that too Gandhiji is a common thread. Next one is about reorganization of states. As the time passes, our strengths become weakness and weakness becomes strength. So we must update of strength and weakness of our country. Fifth one is on colonization of West Africa. In 2017, there were four questions. First one is related to fragmented polity in 1750s. This is because no more dynasty could able to rule vast stretch of our land after death of Aurangzeb in 2007. 1707. This helped British to politically occupy our country during 1750s. Here we can see that connecting contemporary events logically would make our preparation easier and wiser. Second one is regarding moderates and their ideologies. Moderates are important as they are the beginners of our freedom struggle, but they could not get the desired result, and that led to emergence of extremists. Third one is about colonization in Malay Peninsula. Previously, we saw similar type of question regarding West Africa. So our focus should be on colonies in different parts of the world. Fourth one is related to the result of colonial policies in India. The answer is in simple thread, that is modern industry's arrival led to decline of artisanal industry. Artisans lost their job and migrated to rural areas, which stressed the rural economy. In 2018, first question is related to foreign travelers. So here we must keep note of foreign travelers, their accounts, period of arrival, contemporary kings, etc. Again, there is a question on Gandhiji and his thoughts. So repeated questions on this personality demands detailed understanding and analysis. Hence, reading an extra book on him is not a bad idea. Third one is about Bhakti movement. On account of this, we must focus on other movements like Sufi movement, Sikhs, and other religious and non-religious movements. Again, there is a question on reorganization of states, that too in the current time. Now, moving on to 2019 questions. First one, 1857 revolt has been a hot topic, so it needs to be dealt in a detailed manner. Second one, Indian Renaissance is another hot topic. It helps in both prelims and mains. Comparing it with that of Western countries would give you a broader idea. Next, third one. As we discussed earlier, there was a large scale participation during Gandhian phase, and also there were different personalities during Gandhian phase. This question is a reminder that apart from Gandhiji, we must also focus on other personalities during his phase. Fourth one is related to the chaos created by Britishers during transfer of power. Digging this question further takes to a conclusion that the period of freedom struggle and British policies are the reasons for most of the modern problems. So we must connect these points and read in a comprehensive way. Fifth one is about American and French Revolution. Both these revolutions influenced other revolutions throughout the world. So understanding these revolutions will give you a broader idea about the beginning of the modern world. Now moving on to the reference books. First one is Spectrum for Modern India, or you can even refer Modern India by Bipin Chandra. Spectrum is more useful for prelims and last moment revision, whereas Bipin Chandra's book is useful for analytical purpose. Second one is India Since Independence by Bipin Chandra, and 10th NCERT is more than enough for world history. Reading old NCERTs will give you a clear picture about the subject. This is available in ncrtbooks.guru. That's all for today. We will continue the analysis in next part of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please do subscribe to our channel. This video is presented to you by ManoVidya IAS.